So let's be very clear. He promised three things: the price of eggs, the price of bacon, and the price of apples were going to go down. I can quote him. It was on August 15th of last year. He said they're going to go down almost immediately when I become president. All of them are up. They're up year over year, and that's a fact.
You're a donut. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. You're stupid.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Opinions Balance Breakdown, episode 33. And there is CNN beclowning themselves once again, and Scott Jennings rolling his eyes once again, as 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐬, I believe her name is, makes an absolute fool out of herself and gaslights you. Plain gaslighting on CNN, and Abby Phillip runs cover for her. As usual, it's pathetic. That's why the only reason to tune in to CNN is to watch Scott Jennings roll his eyes. And the only people watching, other than people that are watching Scott Jennings roll his eyes, are close friends and family of Abby Phillip or whoever the anchor is on the particular program that is airing at the time. So let's watch this as they try to tell you that under President Trump, the price of eggs are up. Now, that's a lie. They try to logic the way into it, and it's so absurd that even a twisted leftist has to acknowledge it, right? Well, after we watch the video, we'll back it up with an article from Breitbart. This is fun. Let's go.
The panic over this report today is unwarranted, but I do think data is worth watching every month.
But it's not.
But it seems like a lot of panic for.
I like the 𝐬𝐻. U.S. inflation rises as Trump's tariff push up prices. Okay.
For no reason. You're getting matched reports every month.
It's not panic when we were promised on August 15th of last year that the price of eggs, that the price of bacon, and the price of apples. Actually, eggs year over year are up by 20. Are up 27%.
They're down.
I'm sorry.
Since he took office, they're down.
But if year over year.
Who was president last year? This was, I believe, aired on July 17th. Who was president July 17th, 2024? Anyone? Anyone?
Bueller.
All right. He promised when he took office they would go down.
Hold on. Let's not fight about statistics here.
Let's not fight about statistics here. All right. She should have just ended it right there, but Abby Phillip can't help herself, and she's going to just fall into the same hole that 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐬 dug for her.
Right. Year over year, they are up significantly. Month over month, they've gone down, but that's from their high, which occurred partly due to bird flu and other things.
Right. Month over month, they're down, right? So President Trump has been president for about 6 months. Month over month, they're down. Now, they're not as down as they were a year ago. Is that what she's saying? A year ago. President Trump wasn't the president a year ago, and they went up under Joe Biden. And when President Trump became president, since then, they've gone down.
Let's be very clear. He promised three things.
Whenever they say, let's be very clear, get ready for a lie.
The price of eggs, the price of bacon, and the price of apples were going to go down. I can quote him. It was on August 15th of last year. He said they're going to go down almost immediately when I become president. All of them are up. They're up year over year. And that
year over year. Do it from January 20th.
That's a fact. And these, you think it's hysteria or whatever you called it. People are suffering. You know how I know this? Because I heard all about that from you last year.
Well, you wouldn't know if anybody's really suffering because you always talk about, I think, your 3 houses that you own, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐬, another bourgeoisie socialist right here.
I would debate you, and you kept talking about how the price of eggs is really high. Well, guess what? It's much higher now than it was when you and I were debating.
We're literally lying about the eggs.
Wait, excuse me.
Eggs are down.
No, whoa.
Eggs are down.
You're flat out lying. Eggs are down since President Trump became president, and he promised that the price of eggs would go down when he became president. That's what you just said. And that's what's happened. So, yes, you are lying.
Stop. Okay, Scott, before you accuse her of lying, I literally just went over this.
She is lying.
She is correct that year over year, the
Since
price...
Donald Trump took office, what happened to the eggs?
Oh, my God. Do you not understand that the difference between...
Who was the president last year at this time?
Scott, do you understand?
And then when did they spike?
Hold on, Julie. Let me try to save you. I can't, but I'm going to try.
Let me just resolve this so we can move on because this is a silly conversation.
You totally derailed this conversation. She's trying to have a serious panel.
You are derailing the conversation.
No, I'm not.
Pardon me.
She's not telling the truth
about the eggs.
Pardon me,
but you're derailing the conversation, okay?
Scott, stop. You're derailing the conversation by bringing facts. You can't do that. This is CNN, Scott. You derail the conversation when facts are introduced to the conversation. Stop doing that, Scott.
I think people have the ability to understand the difference between the price of eggs today and the price of eggs a year ago today versus what you would prefer to talk about, which is the price of eggs when Donald Trump was inaugurated. You're just talking.
Yeah, that's what I'd prefer to talk about, because that's the whole point. Since he became president, they're down like 70%. Isn't that the whole point? What else are we arguing about then? And the Democrats owned themselves again yesterday when they released a chart about food prices. And meanwhile, the chart shows how food prices went up the entire time Joe Biden was president. It was so bad, they deleted the post on X.
About his policies? You're talking about two different time horizons. Okay? Let's just leave it at that and move on. Please, continue.
They made it higher.
Oh, my God. All right. I'm not going to say anything more about it. Let's read the article from Breitbart from John Nolte. He says it way better than I can ever say it. So let's go. Nolte, disgraced CNN claims egg prices increased under Trump. This is from July 17th. CNN, a far-left propaganda outlet that spreads disinformation and promotes violence against Jews, is spreading Orwellian lies about the cost of eggs under President Donald Trump. From Orwell's 1984, it appeared that there had even been demonstrations to thank Big Brother for raising the chocolate ration to 20 grams a week. And only yesterday, it had been announced that the ration was to be reduced to 20 grams a week. Was it possible that they could swallow that after only 24 hours? Yes, they swallowed it. Paraphrasing CNN this week, egg prices have increased under President Trump from an average of $6.55 a dozen to $2.89 a dozen. Watch this, all of it. We just watched it. Trump assumed office in 2025, January of 2025. That means he was not responsible for the price of eggs until January 2025. When Trump took office in January 2025, the average national cost for a dozen eggs was $6.55. Today, the average cost of a dozen eggs is $2.89. That's more than a 50% drop. But first, CNN allows a bitter-faced leftist, who we just saw, to straight up lie with the absurd claim that the egg prices have increased under Trump. Her Orwellian math works like this. She compares egg prices from last August to today's prices. What? What does it have to do with Trump's record on egg prices when he had no control over those prices until January 2025? Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. The bitter-faced leftist is lying, but here's the worst part. Instead of calling out the absurd notion of judging a presidential record based on a time when he was not president, a CNN primetime anchor, Abby Phillip, defends and justifies the lie. I think people have the ability to understand that the price of eggs today and the price of eggs a year ago today versus what you would prefer to talk about, which is, she rolls her eyes, the price of eggs when Donald Trump was inaugurated, says Abby Phillip. You're talking about two different time horizons, okay? Let's just leave it at that. No, you godless liar. We will not leave it at that because we are not talking about two different time horizons, whatever the hell that means. We are talking about Donald Trump's record when it comes to egg prices, and egg prices are down by more than half since he took office. Period. End of story. CNN is so desperate to criticize Trump that they're looking to normalize the lie that it's reasonable to judge a president's record based on whatever happened, whatever backdating proves your point. Right. So if you really want Trump to look bad, why not compare egg prices today to, say, 1955 when eggs cost 29 cents a dozen? Why not? Hey, let's compare healthcare costs in 1912 in 2015 under Barry Obama. Man, what a freaking failure. Well, here's a comparison that doesn't require any Orwellian math. In the latest rating, CNN Primetime attracted an average of only 374,000 viewers, which is 6 times lower than the 2.3 million Fox News earned. I mean, people don't want to watch a quote-unquote news outlet that claims a drop in egg prices from $6.55 to $2.89 is an increase. Knock me over with a feather. So there you have it. Just incredible. You're just being flat out gaslit and lied to by these people. How many people on the left watched that and went, yep, she's right. She's right. It's basic. Basic. You're being flat out lied to, deceived. It's not even trying to hide it. And then you have the anchor of the program not stepping in to correct, but backing it up and somehow trying to shoehorn it in to this narrative that egg prices are up under Donald Trump. Can't make this up. Anyway, glad you guys watched. Hope you enjoyed it. Please follow me here on X. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I have a space every Monday to Friday, 5:30 p.m. on X. Hope you join me there too. See you next time right here on Opinions Balance Breakdown.